Respect the place that you call home. Respect the land in which you roam. Respect the country you were born. Let's take it back. Respect reform. Hold on to freedom, hold on to hope. Don't give them slack, don't give them rope. Don't walk and hang your head in shame. Be proud, stand tall, and we will reign.
Hey guys, my name is Rob Sheridan. Welcome to episode 35 of the Conversation with Neil Stevens. And we've got a great topic tonight, what it's like to be living with a flipping counselor. My gosh almighty. And, well, let's go through and see who we have on the show tonight, right? Who's that man?
Councillor Neil Stevens for Alphington and Carrick District.
Applause. Who's,
No.
Yeah?
No.
What's your name,
You're
sir?
on me now. Sorry, yeah. By popular demand, I'm back again. County Councillor Tony Stevens, St Thomas and Exwick.
Thank you very much. And both of you have lived here for 60 years.
Feels
big
like
round
it.
of applause. Jack?
Hi, yeah, Councillor Jacqueline Fry from Newton Abbot North.
Thank you, Jack. Great to have you on. And Neil, who is our mystery guest tonight?
Well, our mystery guest is took a lot of persuasion, a lot of discussion, a
lot of
about
bribery.
Yes, I will come on it, and I won't come on it. The lady in the background, the lady who supports me 100%, is my wife, Dana. Before we put a picture on her, I must stress she is totally neutral. All right, no politics in her life, but she's came on. We've had to bribe Jacqueline to come with her. Rephrase that. She wouldn't come on unless Jacqueline come on. So to Dana, hello, Dana.
Okay, awesome. Welcome,
Hello.
Donna.
Thank you very
Fist
much.
bump, applause.
Yay.
And
She's nervous.
okay, so enough fun. Let's tell everybody what we're going to do tonight. So we're going to give you updates from Neil, Tony, and Jacqueline's divisions. We're going to talk to you about our fantastic trip up north that we all went to. Right, Tony?
Yeah, very interesting.
Thank you. And then we're going to talk about the budget meeting, Devon County budget meeting, safe spaces for women, and of course, last but not least, living with a counselor, okay? So I was just going to share with you that last week we set another record. We had over 2,000 views on our Facebook. We had a record amount of comments. We thank you all for that. And keep it coming, okay? And also, many times you might be watching us on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. That way you get notified of every podcast that comes out, right? Okay, should we kick it off?
Yeah, let's do it. So I think it's an update in our divisions, if that's correct.
That's right, sir.
Okay, so let's talk about my division, which is Carrick and Alphington. We know about the famous hole on Ede Lane, which I was told, why did you fill it in? Well, I filled it in because it was an emergency and I thought somebody would got hurt. But as I said, Devon County Council stepped in and they made a fairly good job of it. And we've got to remember they don't fill in from October onwards. Now, I've had many discussions online. Why aren't they doing it properly? Why don't they fill in? That's the policy of Devon County Council. What Tony and I and Jacqueline and other Devon County, reformed Devon County Council to do, we're going to now do a deep dive into these policies. Alphington Road, regarding the drains, yes, they were all cleared out. Let us come back from Southwest Water. Remember I said the drain is going under the 7 Stars in through Marsh Barton. They've wrote back to me, Southwest Water, and say it's going to be cleared in April. All right, yeah, it's another 4 or 5 weeks away, but at least they're going to clear it. Dawlish Road, yeah, really had some positive feedback and some negative feedback. Dawlish Road, yes, they went out on a Saturday, and some of the pictures, one picture we put up, you can see the tarmac just there. They hadn't finished the job, and that got criticised. What a rubbish job. But they haven't finished that on that picture. But I've driven that road. Remember, Devon County Council don't fill in the potholes, and whatever you say on there, we rattling their cages, they're going out and filling these in. All right, so Dawlish Road, I've gone through the route, and I would say the majority, if it passes the criteria of being filled in, have been filled in. Going back to potholes down Marsh Barton, they fill in one hole, 30 metres across the road, they didn't fill it in. So we're looking at all that. Had a lot of emails with different people about traffic lights, timings, everything like that. I've tried to respond to all of them. We were away, weren't we, Jacqueline and Dana, Tony, Sunday and Monday, but we'll talk about that. Really good trip. Right, so that's my update around there. There's a lot to add to it, but I'm going to not hug the light. Okay.
Yeah, I've been really busy. I've been working with local businesses and residents that are affected by the ongoing roadworks and the road closures around Newton Abbot. And a local business person set up a meeting for the community to raise all their concerns about the impact these closures are having on the trade, accessibility and their daily life. Ahead of the meeting, I contacted Blur Homes, Teignbridge District Council, Devon County Council and the Cabinet Member for Highways, requesting their attendance so that questions could be answered directly. Not one of them attended the meeting, leaving both the businesses and the residents without the clarity or the accountability they had hoped for. Spotlight, BBC Spotlight were there to cover the situation, highlighting just how significant these concerns actually are. I've now scheduled an appointment with Highways for next week, and I'm hoping to be pressing for the answers that the residents and the businesses deserve, and that they've been denied. So seeking a clear plan to reduce the disruption. I'll continue to update the residents and local businesses as soon as I have further information. This morning I had another bit of a problem. I had a resident call me before 9 o'clock this morning telling me that the Houghton Road had been closed without any warning. I immediately got on to my highways officer, who confirmed the road had been closed for repairs, which they had known about. Unfortunately, they hadn't sent me any details that the road was going to be closed. I've chased it. I've chased it with Donna Manson as well, head of Devon County Council, and I've got an appointment with her next week as well. This isn't good enough. Us councillors need to be able to tell our residents what's happening so that they can plan ahead. And without notification, I actually received the notification at 11:15 this morning that the road was going to be closed, well after the road had been closed. It's not good enough. I'm pushing for answers, and just full of answering emails, phone calls, and trying to get these roads sorted out for the residents and the businesses in Newton Abbot.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Jack.
It's the quietest I've heard my wife for a long time.
Well, I can't say anything, can I? I'm just sat here.
Say what you want, Dana.
Sorry,
I'm
Tony.
just sat here. Sorry, Tony.
Say what
Keep
you
her
want.
out. It's quiet.
Sorry, brother-in-law.
Well,
Off you
Anna,
go.
aren't you, you may not be a councillor, but you're a taxpayer. So
Yeah, I
we'd love
am.
to hear from you. In fact, we'd love to hear from all the taxpayers on YouTube or Facebook. Feel free to send us
Or
a text.
any other kind of councillors' wives.
I think Tony's updates.
Yeah.
Oh, my
ahead,
updates.
Tony.
Well, we'll have a go for this one. Look, so when I became a county councillor, I inherited Isleworth Road and the road surface there, which, to be honest, is the worst in Exeter. So I think it's good news coming up, and I've been chasing the highways officer. Once the gasworks replacement's been done, which they say will be before April the 10th, once that's all done, then it's a priority road to be resurfaced. Outside contractors will come in and hopefully, and I'm going to say hopefully here, it won't be a patchwork. It'll be a proper job done. So we'll say proper job on that one.
Proper job.
Proper job. Look, say Devonshire one. Top of Dunsford Hill, people were saying that they'd like the yellow lines extended and the bus lane, or the bus stop, sorry, yellow lines marked in there. That will be pushed forward. The highways officer, again, is really happy with that. So that's another thing that the motion will start being done, and hopefully, and again, we have to say hopefully, that will be done as soon as it possibly can. As usual, I concur with Jackie in that, answering emails, trying to sort of solve problems in Exwick and St Thomas, which, you know, we do as best as we can. And also we had some good news on Tuesday, that we have a locality grant, which last year was £8,000. It's now been £10,000 for next year, which means that's an extra £2,000 each that will go to worthy causes in our areas, to people who apply and who are eligible to receive it.
Did I hear an owl in here somewhere?
And Alan.
Owl.
That
That wasn't
deserves
me.
a
That
round of
wasn't me,
applause. I
Yeah,
think.
well done.
Well, it is
Tony.
good.
Yeah.
It is good news. So I mean,
Great.
£8,000. Both Neil and myself, we've allocated the money for that for this year. That's all been spent, all for good causes. You can go online to see where the money went to, and what we will be doing is printing a list out as well on our Facebook pages. So as of May, we get another 10,000.
Brilliant.
Much as though people say I'd like to donate it to my extension fund, it has to be given to the people who deserve it in the region, and it must benefit as well.
Tony, you're amazing
Residents.
councillor. Thank you so much.
You wanted
You're
you
not
wanted
allowed
to
to-
do
you're not
Rob.
allowed to
You
do
wanted
applause,
to do
Rob.
that, didn't you?
Can I just say something?
Yes.
You normally do.
Go ahead, Donna.
Yeah. I'd just like to give a big shout out to my cousin, Anthony Mason, who is actually watching from Canada.
Oh,
I can see he's watching me. All right, Kaz?
that's not quite what we thought you were going to say.
Sorry.
It's a call. It's a shout out.
It's a
So
shout out. At
one thing
least.
I want to come back to was I had an amazing meeting on Monday. It's the first time I've actually been to a SEND school. All right. So it's in my area. I'm not going to go more on it right now, but I was up there. If anybody's not realised, we have a thing called the Hills Trust, where the schools and other people can apply for money, but this is money from interest made from money that Devon County calls, or the Hill Trust has put into different stocks and shares, and the interest gets distributed to all different schools who apply for it. So I went to this school to thank you, Lee, thank you, David, fantastic. And now David, the headmaster, is going to come on. I met Lee, really good chat. David walks in, said, I know you. And I thought, do I know him? And he said, I know your wife, Dana Mulligan. I thought, well, who doesn't know Dana?
Well, that's true.
Right. But that broke the ice. But they're after funding to buy laptops.
That wasn't said in a very nice way, actually. Who doesn't know
sorry,
my
it was a
wife?
nice way. Sorry, Dana's well, I'll talk about punching
warming
above
up.
my weight. I've heard all the jokes. We'll come back to that in a minute. So they're after 17 laptops. I've got to write a business case to convince 9 other people that this school deserves it. And do you know what? I learned so much that day. And I'll give you an example. The children up there, they've got 80 pupils. These children, they're all boys for a minute. I'm going to write a report and I'll put it online once it gets cleared. I'm allowed to. But it's very interesting. Devon County Council invested a lot of money to take pictures, do planning, everything for that, to build a structure behind the school. They've got all the land, they've got all of it. Now, he said these children, and Tony knows this because of your son, they're very talented, maybe not sat behind a computer doing office work, but they're good with mechanics, they're good with electrical work, they're good with plumbing. They want to set just a shed up at the back. All right, because right now, currently, we send these children out of our area, pay £160,000 a year for these children to go, I think it's Teignmouth or Teignbridge, in order for them to access this facility. And this is Exeter. We're not talking about college. We're talking about SEND schools sending their children out of our area to get these. And do you know what? I learned so much that day, but I'm going to write a report. Jacqueline, Tony, they don't know it yet, but we're going to try and get some funding to build this. So if anyone wants to follow up on this, give me a text. Anybody who wants to help on this school is fantastic. And dear, I learned, as I said earlier, I learned so much. So once again, thank you, David. Thank you, Lee. You haven't heard the last of it. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much, Neil. And I'm just reminded as you're talking that one of the great comments that I've heard a couple times actually is that you actually do work. You know, you just don't talk. You answer emails. You actually go, to different events.
What
and
came to me
everybody
was-
appreciates that.
They both said, do you know what? Everybody talks about it, but nobody comes and visits us. And nobody really cares. And that really struck home. We do care. All right? We do care. I do question funding. I do question a lot of things behind it. But there's no way would I take funding away from a school who does send, at my end, these children deserve education. These people deserve to come in society. Tony, explain about your son. What does he do now?
My son is...
No, what was it? What he had ADHD.
well, my son was diagnosed very early with ADHD and Asperger's, and I will thank my wife for really pushing his case and getting him diagnosed. He ended up going through the school system. He went on medication, which helped him out. From the school system, he went to do his A-levels. Then he went on to university to get a master's degree in chemistry, and now he's a development chemist. He leads a normal life. He's married.
No, he's married, yeah.
He was last time I looked.
He was when we went to
Changed
the
from head
wedding.
I was at his wedding, Neil. Yeah.
So was I.
We were at his wedding.
No,
So,
I
yeah,
think he's going to start a
He's
family.
married, and everything's fine. And it was really interesting to see how he matured after he was diagnosed, and we realised exactly what the problem was. And this is one of the things that we want to sort of emphasise. These children, they need to be diagnosed early to give them every chance to go through the school system, because you don't know what they're going to create in life and what they're going to be in life. And, you could have top athletes, scientists, everything, and they miss out on all this because they go through undiagnosed and just get labelled as naughty kids.
Before I really corner the market, and I don't want to, a lady sent me a message last week saying, are Reform going to cut, funding for sending all this? Don't believe what you said. I've also got a laptop here because Rob can't handle everything at his age. Okay, so anybody's got messages, he's manning another message system.
I can do the questions.
Oh,
I'm
right.
quite happy
Okay,
to be a
so-
little
Oh,
bit
there
more
we go.
involved.
Put in my place. Okay,
Yeah.
moving on.
Do as you're told, Neil.
So I have got some questions
Oh,
if
go
you
for
would
it.
like them. So Adrian Clark.
Hello, Adrian.
Hi, Adrian. Clark's Electrics on
Oh,
Carrick Street.
get that one in.
Just a little,
Get
a
that
little
one in.
plug there.
Cheap bit of publicity.
Little plug there for
Play with
him.
the gadgets, Rob.
Yeah,
Stop
leave
playing,
that button
Rob.
alone, Rob.
So Adrian asked, do you think Devon County Council want to cause disruption with utility companies to reduce car use to meet targets?
I'll answer that one with Utilities Wales and West. They have 5 years, they've been told, to replace those essential gas pipes. They happen to run down major roads. If you don't replace them and something happens that you don't, something disastrous happens, people would then turn around and say, why weren't they replaced? They have 5 years to do it, and unfortunately it will cause disruption. There's nothing you can do.
Right, and I'll just clarify. Out of 50% of the road traffic orders, they can actually do a utility within 2 hours. And that affects the buses. So 2 hours, people are doing the bus routes, it's all being organised. 2 hours comes in, traffic regulation order comes in, bang, that's it. We have to put up with it because if something, like Tony said.
Well,
Next question.
And there's no master plan. We've got to say that. That is the fact that it has to be done, the work.
You've got to live with it, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Donna, what's the next question?
So I have a question here from Helen. She says, my eldest son went to Hillcrest in Exmouth, now closed down. However, Hillcrest gave him the education that he needed. Mainstream did not work. He went on to college, He now works as desk manager in IT for the NHS. These children need to learn with teachers who understand their needs in smaller classes. I think that's a really good point,
Well,
actually.
it is, and it shows you.
We're going off subject a bit, all right? And I brought up the SEND school. I totally agree with this. What I'm going to do, if it's okay with you, Dana, and this lady, is I'm going to invite David. David, if you're watching, you did say you never watch anything because you're not political. Remember, these people aren't political. I'm going to invite David and Lee onto the show because they run small groups. Do you know what? it was fascinating. My brother's going back. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going up to the school. All right. And Donna, Jacqueline, I think the more people go up and see what's actually happened. So they're shoved out in the corner. Nobody really cares about them. But let's put this one to bed for a minute, because this is a very hot subject which we're quite passionate about, Donna.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to that lady, Helen, sorry, I didn't mean to be Helen. I totally respect what you said, but I'm being educated now, and I know what you're saying is correct. And we need to do more, because these children are talented. And I mean talented. All right. They might not be wizards doing this and that, but they can be talented in other ways. And Tony proves it. Donna? Jacqueline?
Yeah, totally. We've got to give the right education so that, to encourage them to grow and to be who they can be, whatever that is.
And if we just cover what Reform are looking at is not the system. We're looking at how we support these people without private companies, and I'm going to be very careful what I say, profiteering. Everybody wants to make a profit, but there's some people, and I'm going to be very grey and open on this, there's a lot of people profiteering, which affects
And I was going to say one of which is taxi drivers, because I'm not shy about
let's
that.
not say anything about anything right now, but let's just move on. So would that be all right, Stevens?
Well, I just think that it's really important for every child. Every child is different, and it doesn't matter whether they are labelled with ADHD or autism or whatever the condition might be. Every single child has a right to an education that is going to build and grow and develop them as an individual. So I would say, absolutely, I'm 100% behind, developing and having children, be the best version of themselves that they possibly can be. And the work that the three of you councillors are doing is testament to make that happen. So you should be very proud of yourselves.
Well, I'm just going to say, we haven't started properly yet, but we are coming into town.
Well, you should. You really should, and you should make it a priority for Devon.
Without having a domestic, going to see David and Lee the other day, do you know it was an eye opener?
That's brilliant.
It was an eye opener, and everybody was lovely. And I'm going to get you them 17 computer laptops, even if we have to pay for them ourselves.
Yeah. No, that's what you should be doing. That's brilliant. Well done.
Right. So let's talk about the next thing, Robert.
Okay, yeah, thanks so much, guys. Amazing stories there and real stuff, not just fake news. But so anyway, we
Fake news.
Where did you get that?
yeah. Oh well, I'm American. What can you say?
Donna's live.
American.
Donna's live and
So
direct.
Tell everybody.
let's
Rob,
get real
Rob,
here.
Rob, sorry.
Yeah.
I know I'm the disruptor here today. Tell everyone what you say to me when you see me in the mornings.
I thought you were nervous about this.
No, come on, Rob. Tell everyone, because it's really cute.
Well, just before the podcast, sometimes I repeat this crazy little comment, but I say, because I couldn't find you, I said, "Where's Miss America?" Right?
You can see, put the camera on me.
Yeah.
Put the camera on. You can see why I married her. She's a character.
Hey, Miss America. I go, hey, Mr. America.
No, I wish I was, but we've got an amazing team here, and it's an amazing party, and I'm very thankful for you all letting me into your family here. So let's crack on here, okay? Gorton and Denton. What is that? What happened was there's a Labour politician that resigned, and that triggered a by-election up there at Gorton and Denton near Manchester. And Margaret, our amazing Devon County coordinator, put it on an all-points bulletin. And Tony's, what are you trying to say to
You're
me, Tony?
echoing,
You're
Rob.
echoing.
You're echoing.
Okay.
You've played around with the things
stopped
we
playing
told
with
you
your
not
knobs.
to play with
Yeah,
anything,
leave
and you
your knobs
started
alone.
playing with them again.
Okay, I'm playing with the knobs.
Come on.
That's better.
Say no more. Without, as Neil says, having a domestic about this. Basically, so Margaret put out an all-points bulletin and for everybody from throughout Devon to go up north. And so at the last minute, we rallied our troops, and we had 12 amazing people go up, spend their night on Sunday night, and then Monday morning we hit the ground running. And it was really a great experience. We'll say more about that in a minute. But Neil, how about kicking that off, please?
Well, let's just point that. Right. So, Margaret, thank you ever so much for leaning on Robert. Robert took the mantle. He got around, organised it. 12 people. I picked a minibus. I'm always a designated driver. And what a fantastic day. So Jacqueline, you enjoy it, Dana?
Yeah, it was
Tony?
brilliant. It was
It
a
was an
long drive.
experience. Yes.
Yeah.
Hang on, you didn't drive, I drove.
It was I could have drove for you, or I could have. Well, I'd have been better driving there than driving home because I'd have been really too tired by the time we got home. It was an amazing experience. It really was.
Okay, no domestics right now, okay, guys?
It was interesting because I'll tell you this story actually. So Donna and I, a friend of ours, he's got leukemia. He's Army. He's 60 years old, and he said, "Would you come to my birthday party Saturday evening?" He made me feel so guilty. Donna and I got in the car at 4:15 and drove to Guildford. What a fantastic evening. The people we met, and that's stories after stories, actually. We talked about Luton, where somebody's brought up. We're talking about, got to be careful what I say here. Yeah, Heathrow. I can't say no more on that. But every person we met, even a gentleman who's got an app regarding children, not children. Tana, help me out on this, about young
So
lads
it's
and young
well-being
girls.
for young children. He's created an app, a well-being app for young children who are at school due to some experiences that he had with his daughter. So yeah, that was really interesting. It was
Which
good.
we're investigating and trying to put into the. He doesn't make no money about this. It's just an app which 20 schools have adopted, and he's going all over the world now to do that. But that anyway. So we came back, going back
You're going
to the
off
trip.
track now.
Yeah, going off track, going down a rabbit hole. Thank you, wifey. All right. So we left here on Sunday. We went up to Donna's a bit of well, the hotel was all right, Donna, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. No, it was a Premier Inn, and one doesn't want to stay in a Premier Inn. One would like to have stayed in a boutique hotel. However,
You're supposed to be sharing.
it didn't happen. Yeah, show me, Rob.
Okay, there you go. Well, anyway,
I'm the guest.
whenever I travel,
Showing you.
because I'm just an ordinary person,
Yeah.
not chic like you guys are.
Yeah,
but
I'm
I always stay in a Premier, and they're fantastic.
you?
They're
Yeah,
clean.
and it was.
And
really
the best thing about it was the camaraderie that we had with the 12
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
so
I was going to
The-
talk.
no, I'm talking.
Oh.
So then we get them all on the coach and the minibus the next day, and we turn up at the headquarters. Jacqueline, tell me about your experience.
Well, we had a good drive down actually. Minibus
No, we're already
was
there now. We're going to the headquarters.
minibus was well driven. Hotel was, I can't fault the hotel. The bed was comfortable, the room was clean, it was lovely. We arrive at headquarters, and wow, how organised was it? A really good setup. There was people there waiting for us to arrive. We walked in, we were welcomed. We met all the team. We met Matt. And then we went off on our jolly way, didn't we? And we went to work.
Tony.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a nice, actually, to see where we were sort of leafleting and stuff like that. It was an eye-opener. I mean, what Jax didn't say was she also met David Bull and made a beeline straight for him.
Dr. David Bull.
Dr. David Bull
Yeah. Doctor.
made a beeline straight for him, grabbed him for a picture, and
Yeah, she did.
there's a lovely somewhere, a very surprising picture of David going, oh. But we were very lucky. We got to meet Matt Goodwin as well. Very friendly, very approachable. And it was interesting to see how it was done up there and how it can be done down here, how organised it was.
Yeah, let's touch on that, shall we, Tony? Basically, what we were doing was we were canvassing, what they call canvassing. Most of us were. Some of them were leafleting. Leafleting is where you drop off a leaflet through the door, just
Run away.
and run. There are a lot of. I got a video of some dogs barking with the teeth out, gnashing away at the litter box. But
How did it go, Rob?
yeah.
Anyway, I was actually leafleting, and I had some really good conversations with people.
Tell us a
So-
story about the lady. Go on, quickly.
Okay, so I'm going down, dropping leaflets through the doors, and the leaflet that we were actually delivering was green on one side and red on the other, or giving all the reasons, the policies of those parties. And I popped the leaflet through the door and turned to walk out the driveway, and this lady come running out, explicitly telling me where I could put this green leaflet. And I said, oh, okay, sorry, I'll take the leaflet. So off I went and delivered up this cul-de-sac. And as I walked back down, her house was right opposite. And I see her coming after me. And I thought, my goodness, she's coming back for another go.
Round 2.
And round 2. And she started really shouting at me, saying about how can I do this to people's children and all the rest of it. And I said to her, I'm really sorry, madam, what party do you think I represent? And she said, I can't actually say what she said, but she said, you're with that Green Party that wants to legalise all those drugs, aren't you? And I said, no, madam, I'm actually Reform UK. And I thought you were too, because you've got our wonderful flag flying from your property. And she said, my God, I am so sorry. She said, I was so angry because I thought you were Greens. So we spent the next 10 minutes having a really good conversation. And she took the leaflet back and read it. So, yeah.
That's one leaflet
Before
gone.
we go into that, Tony, Rob, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to mention just a little bit about the process again. It's very well organized, really amazing. They had, I guess, out of 12, 3 went leafleting, right? And then about 9 or whatever it was, divided into 2 teams. And that was flipping amazing. The team leader was young lad, 1920 or something, and he had a little app with the Reform Go on it. And we just go down the street, whatever. Like Gorton Street, whatever it was, and he said, Neil, hit that door. Tony, hit that door, and we were just almost running down the street. And the purpose of that was for us to determine voter intention, how they are going to be voting. And really, we were about the 4th wave, I think, right, Neil, to go through there?
Yeah, about 4th wave. So they were picking up the people who haven't done it. But let's go back to Dana, right? Now, Dana is
Miss
neutral.
America.
No, Dana is neutral. So because I've heard all the jokes, by the way. Donna, you've got the camera on you now, so you've got to look at the camera, yeah?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're supposed to put the camera on me
No,
now.
this is
Rob.
my first time.
So I've been with Donna now, is it 16, 18
So,
years?
a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Too
and
long.
she's very, very supportive.
Shy.
But come back to living with me right now, later on. But even Donna come up. And what was your experience, Donna?
Well,
Being neutral?
I do feel that I am actually politically neutral, but on the face of it, actually, you can't be when you live, breathe, eat, living with a councillor.
Don't
No,
jump the subject.
but you can't.
Don't jump.
Don't jump subject.
I won't jump subject. So basically, Neil asked if I would go. I said no. He kept asking. I said no. I said no. I said no. And I said no. He said, please, will you come? I said, okay, I'll go. As long as we stay in a nice hotel and we stayed in the Premier Inn.
Yeah, but didn't everybody up there make you so welcome?
Can I just say, everybody made us feel so welcome, and the hotel was actually really nice. We really enjoyed it. It was great. I was exceptionally impressed by the organisation that the party had there. We met key people. So we did meet Dr. David Bull. We also met Matt Goodwin, and we met his kind of foot soldiers, and they were amazing. We met the chairman, a young lad from Manchester, just wanting to bring about change in his city. And I have to say, I've come back really energised, and for the first time since last May, when Neil first became elected, I'm more interested in the politics than I have ever been. And that is something that I don't say lightly.
To that subject in a
Yeah,
minute.
that's
Yeah.
later on.
Living with a counsellor.
Living with a
Robert,
counsellor.
You're bumping your gums to say something.
What's wrong, Rob?
Nothing really. Just trying to bring me
Did
back
I go on a bit?
Can I just give a big up for the security that were there as well?
yeah.
Oh,
Two lads.
massive.
What
massive.
wonderful guys they were.
Brilliant.
And doing long hours standing
Yeah.
around in
12
the
hours.
freezing cold.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were really good. So
Well,
if
Exeter
only
looked
they were
after 'em.
listening.
Exeter bought them
Yeah.
Red Bull to keep them alert, and we bought them their, what do they call them, vape things?
Oh, they're vapes.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you know, we never charged them. That was from Exeter. Boys, thank you ever so much. You were lovely. All of you.
They're
Every
amazing.
one of you. Ladies, gents,
Yeah.
really, really appreciate it.
Well, it was good to see because, I mean, over 5,000 people from across the UK came to Manchester to support that election. And like I say, you can't thank enough all the people who came up. I mean, even people from Cornwall as well. So we weren't the furthest afield.
No.
No.
But let's very quickly, because Tony, you want to talk about the green policies. Rob,
Well-
you got your finger up. Go for it, Rob.
Go on, Rob.
Go on, Rob.
This is not rehearsed, by the way. This is
Okay,
ad
anyway.
hoc.
Yeah, so I'll flash up a little slide here. This picture doesn't do it justice probably, but when we first got there, we entered this door to this amazing warehouse space, looked totally clean with Matt Goodwin signs all over the place, and a big counter of leaflets all bundled up with route maps. Like Neil said, it's incredibly organized. I was really thrilled to see that, and really looking forward to implementing that. The other aspect that are the people that are running it. Just to touch on that, yes, Matt was there, but also the people under him, Neil, right? We had, there's a press officer there. He was so articulate. There was Andre, I think it's Andre, I can't remember his name, but I think he's the Northwest Regional Campaign Manager. We had just about everybody that you could. We had 3 19, 20-year-olds with these app devices, and in fact, one of them has volunteered to come down to Exeter, so we're looking forward to that. It was incredibly organized, and that's really the key to a great campaign, which we're gonna take away here, right, Neil?
Yeah. So we need to move on now because we've got a little bit of a living with a councillor, Stevens.
Yes.
We're 10 minutes behind schedule.
Oh, sorry.
And Jacqueline, your husband, living with a councillor.
Yeah, I think I just kind of go there occasionally. I'm not home very often, and when I am home, I'm in my office answering loads and loads of emails. So I'm not even sure that he remembers that he's married because he's ending up having to feed himself and do all the
It's a
stuff.
case of who are you then?
And what about Tony?
basically,
No,
yeah.
we did invite
My
Tony's
wife loves me, Rob.
Why didn't she come on, Tony?
My wife had very important things to do at 6 o'clock.
Well,
She had to have her hair done.
what I'm getting at is all
Oh,
three.
sorry.
All three of you are married, and
Oh yeah,
I'm
still
I'm looking
married,
forward
yeah.
to this discussion.
Maybe not at 7 o'clock, but
Let's crack on.
for now.
So let's discuss. So I've invited Donna on. She's neutral. She has a high-profile job. She loves her job. She loves all the people, but everybody has a different view. So I came back in January, February. I said, I read the news, I do this, and we've got grandchildren. Donna, we got some lovely grandchildren.
Absolutely.
And tell us
yeah.
about the future grandchild.
Don't know that. We have
You
got.
don't know. You've got to say it.
Well, okay. So we have a little grandchild just cooking at the moment. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about
I'm not.
that.
sure-
I agree.
I'm not.
Thanks.
I'm not sure we should.
Okay,
put
so
the
hey, I've got
I'll go back
something to add to that,
I'll
Neil.
go back. It's not all about Donna tonight. So politics is.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
it was.
So
It was
my
living with a councillor.
grandchild and my other grandchild, I have a young lady and a young boy grandchildren help me out on this, yeah. And it changed my life. I thought the future needs to be sorted out.
So we have.
Hang on, let me finish.
Bonnie-
Not all about you.
Bonnie,
Don't have a domestic,
Albert,
guys.
and one on the way.
Yeah. So my
How
life
amazing is that?
Yeah, my
Super.
life has changed. Dana's life has changed. So I thought the only way to change is all right. And I'd look at everybody out here. You can sit on the settee, you can talk, you can drink your pints of beer, and everybody can drink the wine. You can criticise us. You can do all your nasty, whatever. I don't
Well,
care what
could you do
politics.
better? That's what
no,
you're
no,
gonna
no,
say.
I'm not about that, Dana. Dana said to me, she said, you're entering a world you're not used to. We'll come back to that in a minute. But she also said to me, and I remember laying in bed with her, specifically said, do you know what? If you get elected, this will change our life together. And I'm going to hand you over to Dana Mulligan because I just made a joke of it. I said, it won't change our life. So I'm going to now pass over because this story is about Jacqueline, your husband, Dana, living with a councillor. And do you know what? You know you're a legend anyway, but tell us your experience of living with a councillor.
Okay.
Put you in the spot here.
A nightmare, right? Nightmare and privilege.
It's great because Neil is following his passion and what he believes in, and he wants to make a real change for his children, his grandchildren, and for everybody in
Our
his
children.
division. Our children, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes, I had to
God,
get that
I'll
one
get
in.
slated for that. I'll get slated for that. We have a wonderful mixed family, which I'm very proud of. And he wanted to make change for that, and especially for his grandchildren. Has it affected our life? Massively. He works full time. He puts all of his energy into the work that he does for the council. He is dedicated to reform and their manifesto and their beliefs and what they stand for. He isn't around very much, which is the truth. Very early starts in the morning. He's up at 5 mostly, sorting out emails, goes to work at 8, comes back on those emails again. I finish work anything between 6 and 7, come in, cook the dinner by the time, I'm sure this is a lot of people's normal life. But when you take on to be a councillor, plus you have a full-time job and you have other responsibilities, it is going to impact your life. But I'm exceptionally proud of what he's doing, what he's achieved, and occasionally I get dragged into it.
Right, I can actually add to this. After going to support Matt Goodwin, and all of us were so impressed because we do want, I don't really care about, I just want everybody to be happy. I just want the country to be what we should be. We're a Christian country. I have different views. Tony's on about the green policies, which we'll talk about. Open borders, Tony.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the policies that they want to do. That they want open borders so that essentially anybody can come to this country, and as you could go to anybody else's country. It's great. It's great, but it's not realistic, is it?
We're such a small country, and we did have a laugh because we don't actually rehearse, Dana, and
No.
I'm not cutting you away.
You guessed that one.
No, what I'm trying to say, Dana is actually not embraced this. We go to bed, you go to bed to sleep and whatever, but we go to bed and now she goes on what's it called, your phone, and Jacqueline, you must have the same. And then we talk politics. I try and say, how can we change this? Because I still feel, and this is a bit of a, we'll come on to the budget in a minute, but it doesn't matter if you're Lib Dem, Labour, Conservative, Green, whatever. The idea, we all want to help the community. We all have different views. Agreed?
Yeah.
So the views are different, but I talk to all parties, by the way. I talk to independents. I've had them ringing up today. I even talk to Ed Hill, by the way, and people don't realise that. I have no bad feelings about Ed Hill.
No, can I say...
Yeah, go on.
Can I say that the reason that I support you as much as I do is because it's local politics.
Yeah.
And it's local issues that affect local people where we live in our division. And the fact that you got in Alphington
And Cowick.
is just fantastic because you were brought up here, we live here, and we want to make this the best it possibly can be. So I support you because this is where we live.
Do you see how I get frustrated? You, Jacqueline, you must get frustrated. Tony, you get frustrated. We're fighting a system which has been running for years, and it doesn't really matter about if you're Labour, Conservative, blah, 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 blah. The system is not working because we feel like pushing a boulder uphill. But I've learned something. The one who shouts the loudest and rattle their cages
Gets things done.
We will get things done.
Yeah.
And that's what. And Dana, you've been. I'm trying to get Dana into politics. I want her to stand as a councillor.
Absolutely. I don't think that's going to happen, but I will support you 1,000,000%.
Plenty of time, Dana.
Yeah.
All right, Tone.
No, but we work as a pair. We work as, if I put something on Facebook, and I have to tell you this, I let her proofread it. She's a Nazi in English. Am I allowed to use the word that? Yeah. She's all over the English. She will scrutinise it. She will check it out. Rob, you get on really well with Dana.
I'd just like to talk about my second husband.
I thought you were going to talk about yourself again.
My second husband is Rob. Rob is round our house almost every morning, almost every evening. I have
Caught me in the
never
underpants
met.
more than once.
I have never met a more dedicated man for what he believes in, and I feel very privileged that he is not only doing what he's doing with you, Neil, and supporting you and Tony, but he's also a very good friend and a very good neighbour. So, Mr. America.
Can I just round this conversation off very quickly? And
Yeah.
I brought this out to individual people. So some individuals knew that Dana was coming on tonight.
Who?
I'm not going to mention names.
Oh.
Right.
Did they say no?
No. Some individuals knew you were coming. And they actually said, oh, you're far right. You're, what do they call it? I can't even remember the word now.
Racist.
Yeah, I'm absolutely. I am the furthest from far right. There is nothing far right about me. I don't know if
she's
people.
got an Irish passport.
I don't know if people knew. My dad came to England in the mid-70s. Okay, he came over on the ferry, Rosslare to Holyhead. Okay, he didn't have twopence in his back pocket. And my dad came and made England his home. Okay, so my dad is an immigrant from Ireland, and so is all of my family. So there is absolutely nothing that I do not stand for anything against immigrants.
No.
End of. Absolutely.
And we
no.
get called
We
racist.
worked. Yeah, I get called a racist because I'm supporting you. My family and the people that he worked with and who came over from Ireland, they did the jobs that people didn't want to do. Okay. And
You have to look at the camera, not me. I know you love me that
sorry,
much.
but you know, I am very proud of my family. I'm very proud of where I came from, and I am absolutely not a racist.
And I'm proud of you.
And
Right, we're gonna have
I
to
don't
flip
like
subjects.
I don't like that.
We have to flip subjects. Budget. Jacqueline, your baby.
Goodness. Okay, well, I was more interested in the allocation towards the road networks because living in Newton Abbot with the amount of problems that we've got with the roads, I was rather interested. And I asked some questions with regard to the long-term funding plan with addressing the backlog for highways maintenance. I didn't receive an answer at the budget. I also asked what criteria is being considered to reclassify the category 3, 4, 5 and 6 roads as agricultural access only. I didn't get an answer. I also asked what impact assessments had been undertaken on rural communities, businesses and emergency services and the residents if such reclassification was to proceed. Because, again, that didn't get answered. So because I didn't get those questions answered during the meeting, I have since written to request answers. And I will await those and update you when I get the answers.
Yeah, brilliant. Tony, what's your verdict?
Well, I mean, if anyone doesn't know when we say budget, part of our jobs as county councillors is once a year, everybody gets pulled together into Devon County Council and we have to agree a budget that's presented to us by the controlling party, which are the Liberal Democrats. We sort of see where they want to put the money that they've got, which every year doesn't seem to be a lot, not through their vote. We actually agree, hopefully, with them that they're doing the right thing so that the budget can progress. I think at the end, out of the 58 councillors that were there, 56 of us agreed. And the reason we agreed is quite simply, could we have done any better with the money we've got? Probably not. So we actually
Well, I
agreed.
disagree with you there.
Well, you do on that side.
Well, I
then.
disagree because the time and because we were not invited to the party, we could always be the opposite people, but we did not want to be the opposite person. So at the end of the day, we can't change what was happening. So you can either go with the flow, walk away, deny it, or whatever. But at the end of the day, there is things we need to look at, and the questions we ask, and I say this to the people, the Lib Dems. We ask specific questions. We never got any answers. We want to save money.
Yeah, I
You've
think
got a team in there you spend to look at saving money. How much does it cost to do that team? We can save money by looking at different things, right? We're not going to mess the system up and vote against you, right? But we can save money. And we don't have anybody at that table on that cabinet.
No.
So next time in May when you come along, you put two of our people, I know the people already, they've been briefed, you put them, we would prefer 3 at that top table so we can work as a team. Because on your manifesto, you said proportional representation. Go by what you said. Right? If it's all about money and you want to put money in their pockets on top table, if you vote these people in, they'll give you the money to be on that top table. They're not interested. They want to save money for this council.
it is a case too of getting value for money. Everybody wants send
I get very passionate, by the way.
adult and child social care. It has to be done, but you have to sort of cut the waste out, and where people are profiteering from this, and that money should be put back in because it does account for nearly 80% of the money that we get coming in.
But, so let's
Okay,
just,
so I've got a question for
I'm
you.
just going to finish. The budget was passed by us, by everybody. But the budget, we all need to scrutinise the backside of it. And what I mean by that, contracts, the roadworks, the people filling holes in. They're filling the hole in there, but they get paid for that hole, but they don't get paid for this hole. Fill the whole bloody lot in my eyes, the whole street. Right? People are criticising. We need to be doing this. We've got specialists know about. I know everything about a hole now, when to fill it in. But let's just put this to bed now. Go on, Rob.
Okay, I've got a question coming in from Rob. That's me, in other words.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. No, I get this question asked all the time, and I think we can't say it often enough, which is, what does Devon County Councilors, what do the Devon County Councilors actually do? What are maybe the top 5 areas? I guess there's potholes, yeah? What else?
Well, social care.
Oh, I can probably answer this because
ahead,
I
Donna.
live with it. I can probably answer this because I live with it morning, noon, night. Potholes, neighbour disputes, graffiti, send. Okay, you
I don't
can
care.
chip in now.
I don't
You can
care. I
chip
think
in
we can-
now.
Contracts. The contracts. So I went to this SEND school. Let's put it in comparison.
No,
Right?
what do you do?
No. This is how our money's getting abused. I've already said this. After lockdown, 15,000 children, 3,000 carers. The bill to transport them around was 22.5 million. 22.5 million. We still now today have 15,000 children. We have 3,000 carers. The bill to move these children around is 52.7 million. We're due to spend over 750,000 on top of that. So who am I going to look at? I'm going to look at the taxi firms, the contractors, right, who are abusing the system. Let's do something else, right, which I wasn't going to bring up. Send School, they've got 31 doors. The caretaker can replace the fire doors, and I know what the fire door is. I would charge, say, £80, £90 a fire door, all right? 51 or £52,000, put it back on me, Rob, to change 31 doors, give or take a door. Now, where do you think our money's going? Contractors are abusing it, Dana. And reform are here to dig deep into the contracts, not to stop children from going to school, not to stop them getting delivered to the
Well,
school.
I'd just like to throw a little balance into it, because I was in the public sector finance
for it.
for a long time, and it's, maybe there are some contractors, but shame on any public sector organization that allows a contract to be let, that allows a contract to do that. Shame on public service doesn't have a project manager to oversee the contract. For example, Stagecoach, who manages that contract? We shouldn't be going to Stagecoach. We should be going to the project manager that manages
Well, I
it,
will
right?
defend Stagecoach, right, because I've met Peter and I know all the history about that, and I get all the emails going back to your TROs, 2 hours notice. They're
Yeah, but
driving around.
who is the project manager? Shouldn't, when you meet with Peter, shouldn't we be meeting with the person that manages
I
that
can put that
contract?
question, but
You
at
know,
the end of the day,
that's true with every contract.
Peter has said to me,
believe
out of
me,
all the
that's,
areas, it's the worst area to work
okay,
with.
we're having a bit of
gonna have-
domestic,
We're going to have
but,
to flip now. All right, we're going to go to...
My point, my takeaway, Neil, is, and I've seen this because I was in the NHS for a long time, is they let contracts, and many times they don't have the adequate people to actually manage the contracts. So then people moan and they blame the contractor. So there are two sides to that story.
Two sides.
Let's crack
but
on, shall we?
Reformer here to look at how the background works. The background, the contracts, all the small
Exactly.
stuff
Thank
that
you.
people don't really realise what's going on. So going back to the meeting the other day, there was a young lady who's done it more than once, and I've been told she's been up front. She's presenting about safe spaces for women after a High Court ruling. And I'm going to, Dana, this is ad hoc for you as well. So the lady's presented her case. I didn't quite understand it because she keeps getting shut down by the process. That's the best way of putting it, Jacqueline?
Well, I find it really concerning when you invite or when you have somebody and you allow them to speak, a member of the public, you allow them to speak, and then, remember, I'm new to this, so, you know, it's a big learning curve for me. But when you allow somebody to speak, you must let them speak, albeit that they have a timed slot that they have to speak in. They can see the clock quite clearly. While they're speaking, they're watching the clock. But to me, I find it quite, and I'm going to say it, quite rude when they are interrupted and reminded of how much time they've got left constantly. So you can remind somebody, you've got 1 minute left, but not to keep over speaking over them and keep reminding them. So I find that bit very, very frustrating.
Right, so let's go back to this. So twice I've been in chambers. Tony and I have done. I'm going to ask your opinion, which I know you're neutral, but I didn't really quite understand what she's trying to go, because whenever she gets interrupted, my hearing aids or whatever, it didn't matter. But what I gathered is there's a High Court ruling about safe space. Am I correct?
Yep.
How she presents it might not be correct. By the way, I'm just trying to find out what's going on. But as far as I'm concerned, this lady needs to be heard, because she's standing up as a public. We work for the public. We don't work for the government. All right. And when they stand up, it's quite nervous for them to stand up and present their case. And I feel we need to listen. So I've reached out to an independent lady. Thank you. Exeter City Council. I'm not going to mention names. She wrote to me, or I asked her to ring me. She spoke to me. And that this young lady has now sent me a message saying she's happy to speak to me. What I'm trying to say is, I believe in safe space, right? And you can criticise me. There was a High Court order, safe space. And now I'm going to throw this to Dana and Tony and Jacqueline. Do you believe in safe spaces?
Most definitely. If I had a young daughter, I would not want her in a toilet or in a changing room with somebody of the opposite sex.
Well, I'm going to stop you there. We won't talk about that or not. The court ruling was safe spaces.
Safe space.
Right, and we have to be careful what we say. We don't go down a rabbit hole. So a safe space is where you can actually feel safe in the, you're a female or you're a male. You've got to be very careful here. Dana, I think we'll leave you out of this because you're neutral. Am I right?
I think that's wise.
Yeah, but my view is safe space for women and safe space for children, for men. I actually agree you should have a third space.
Yeah, totally.
Robert, what's your view on that? And Tony?
Well, I said my view is simple. I mean, like you, I agree. There should be a safe space for men and a safe place for women, and it shouldn't really be.
What about a third safe space?
Well, a third for children, even.
No,
them.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may. We have to hurry up because we're running out of time.
What is your party's stance on safe
Our
spaces?
party is safe space, in my eyes.
Is that correct?
Yes, of course it is.
Okay.
It's logical.
Thank you.
You're going to be a male, you're a male. If you're a female, you're a female. Right, but let's go on now. Right, we missed this last week. Right. I actually, air ambulance. I was approached by, where did we go? Trago Mills, actually.
Trago Mills.
We went Trago Mills
See my auntie
to
and my
give them some
cousin.
baby clothes because we got so many baby clothes. As grandparents, we buy so much, we just want to hand it over. And Air Ambulance approached me and said, would you sponsor them? So, because I hate saying no, I now sponsor Air Ambulance. Dana, you sponsor Air Ambulance.
Do I? I didn't realise,
Yeah,
but I'm
'cause
pleased.
my
that
money's
it's
your
a-
money.
He used your bank card, so yes, you
Yeah,
do
he
that.
probably did, but I'm very happy to support them. Very good cause.
So
Absolutely.
if you've got a little bit of extra money, maybe £1 or £2, they do you do £1 a week and you can win up to £500 into a lottery. So I do that. I'm very happy. I sponsor the guide dogs because I think they're valuable.
And the dog's called Dexter, which is our
Dexter's now moved on.
son-in-law.
I've got no one called Gilbert or something.
Oh, have you? Oh, sorry.
So I've been sponsoring them for about 2 years now. So if you do, I know times are hard. I know living's hard. And I'm talking about living. Oh, they've dropped. They're going to drop energy prices. Brilliant, isn't it?
Will we actually see that?
Yeah, but they don't tell you that they're the highest.
Yeah.
And they drop them in the summer when nobody's using anything.
Drop 'em from infinity down to five
I'll
less
bet you
than
a bottom
infinity.
dollar in November, October.
Go back sky
they'll
high
go
again.
back up. Do you know what? Smoke and mirrors, Tony. What do you think?
Well, I've seen my electricity and gas bills, so I think it was pretty warm in my house that night.
Okay, Neil, we got to wrap this up a little bit here, but just a couple comments have come in. One from Marion, and thanks to everybody for your comments. The invasion really is still in a lot of people's hearts, especially people that are hardworking. She was commenting that I guess a record now is hit. 605 have come today at Ramsgate. And we've already set last year's record that occurred this time last year. So thank you for your comments. We shouldn't forget that, although we're focused on local issues, right, Neil?
Yeah, we try and stick to local issues. And if we look at the green policies about extra drugs, open borders, we only live in a small country. And do you know what? There's a video going around about greens. We could sort this problem out in this country. Greens, give up your lounge, give up your bed. Put them in there. Okay, give up all your money, your fancy money. And by the way, the green lady in Manchester, she comes from a multi-million. She lives in a mansion, gated, by the way. All right, give it all up. Invite these people in. Give them half your wages. Do you know what? The Greens could sort this problem out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be doing that, though, now.
No, but why not? The Greens could sort everything out. Okay?
You know, there's a, well...
But we're going off the subject now.
Yeah.
I wish everybody in Manchester, all reform, who are working hard today, tonight.
Very
all right,
best.
I hope this country sees sense, because if we lose tonight, I feel I will be very sad. And this is a political point. All right? I know what's going on. All right? If we don't change, this country will fall very quickly. All right? And I don't care what anybody says. I want my children to walk these streets safely. All right? I want these children to be educated safely. Right? And if people don't wake up and stop calling reform racist and all that rubbish, we're not racist. We just want our country to be loving, caring, where everybody can walk the streets in safety. And do you know what? Donna, I have to say thank you for supporting me. All right? And do you know what? I love you more. I go to bed happy and I wake up happy. Jackie, would you want to say something before Rob and Tony finishes it?
I just wonder whether my husband feels the same.
Of course he does.
And Tony, why did you get into it? We were over time.
Well,
so
I mean, we're over time, but I got it in for exactly the same as Neil. You know, I look at my grandchildren. It's too late for us now. I look at my grandchildren, I think I want them to have a life. I don't want them to be ruled by certain rules, such. I want them to grow up in a state where, you know, people don't walk around with burqas on and stuff like that. But, you know, time will tell.
Okay, thanks, Tony. Donna?
Well, just thank you for having me. It's out of my comfort zone. I ordinarily wouldn't get involved in front of the camera.
would you come on again?
I'll consider it.
Well, there we go.
There
That's
you
a
go.
political answer. Consider it.
Very coy answer.
I'm hanging around with too many
People.
councillors and, you know, kind of
Would you
politicians.
consider being a councillor?
No.
Anyway, Anyway, thank you very much for having me, everyone.
Rob?
Yeah, just want to. You made me think of a great story. At least it was for me. It was about maybe 14 months ago. I needed somebody's nominating papers endorsed, and I went down a member list for Heavy Tree, and I called KL. Okay, you know who you are. And she said, "Of course, come over right away." And she signed the papers. We need more people like that. In fact, I'd like to just give a shout out on that subject to the people, and I'm going to flash the slide up because they're in this picture here.
Oh, they were lovely.
You know something? I called maybe half, and Neil and Tony and Jack called another slew. But shout out to Nat.
Happy birthday, Nat, by the way.
Happy birthday, Nat.
Happy birthday.
Shout out to John Reed.
John,
you're a legend. Shout out to Gary Mitchell. Shout out to Sue C.
Yay!
Shout out to KL. Chris, it's great working with you last year, and hope to do the same this year. Thank you for coming, and Robert Coburn. It's people like those that I'm really, I really get excited about it because, you know, to be able to call people up on the phone, they say, "Yes, of course I will." That's what it's all about, isn't it, Neil? What do you think?
I think it's brilliant. And all I can say is, once again, we're Reform. We're here. We're here to make a change. And I wish everybody in Manchester, again, best of luck. And
Best of luck, fingers
We're going to be there in the
crossed.
morning. We'll either be crying or we'll be celebrating. Robert, can I say thank you ever so much?
Best of luck in Manchester, Matt
Say a
Goodwin.
prayer.
You
Jacqueline,
can do it.
thank
Best
you
of luck.
very much. Donna, my lovely wife, I love you so much. Tony, I
Thank
love
you.
you as my brother. And that's it for tonight.
Good night.
Thank you, guys. So that was episode 35. I look forward to seeing you next week. And I won't be here.
Oh, no, you're skiing.
I'm going back to my homeland for about a week. So, but thanks for joining us tonight. We love you all.
Respect the place that you call home. Respect